Core. Excellent. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to bioenergy session tonight. This is something really different. And I don't know, you guys might have heard of bioenergy healing before. It may be something brand new to you, but basically it's a modality that I learned almost 30 years ago. Good evening, Amelia. Welcome, welcome. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll say hi after. Um, yeah, it's a modality that I had used, probably before I ever started massage therapy and way into my massage therapy career, which I had for like 25 years. Hi, Amelia. Welcome. And so what ended up happening when I first started doing massage, I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. So I kind of went back into it and I started using my energy work just to I would just go to people's feet, just kind of feel what was going on. And I would just kind of, move my hands up their body. And so I took Reiki and I took this bioenergy healing and I've been a massage therapist for 25 years and you have to take courses every year, 3 courses a year. So, right, I've got like a bajillion things under my belt. Hello, Samara. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. And one of the really cool things was the energy work has come back to me in the last couple of weeks. And what I always noticed when I was doing massage therapy was there was like patterns. So at certain weeks, like this last couple of weeks with this full moon shifting, people have been going through the craziest shifts, but I've had the craziest shifts myself. Like it has been like getting downloads from the universe to be able to completely and clearly design exactly what I want to happen as far as getting a course out there that can teach people how to do this for themselves, harness the old like they're actually, I can feel the energy already starting in my hands, harness the energy in their own hands and be able to actually heal themselves, to be able to heal others. I'm getting a certification course that's getting approved by the associations. I'm like, it's rolling. It's all of a sudden. And this is all since like really this last week has been the biggest thing. I've started doing online energy treatments with people and it's flooring them and it's flooring me. And it's like, I was always hands-on and I've been missing it so much. And so as I was coaching people, I'm like, can I just like do a little thing, here? They're like, yeah, right. And it was just starting to take them into that theta state already. And then as we were doing the recodes, I was just kind of starting to just move stuff in their field and just asking their permission to be able to do so. And it was just like, poof, like I could actually move their bodies. Like it was just so crazy. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do this tonight. So it's going to be really fun.
Oh my goodness.
Really, really fun.
I am so excited.
Right?
Can I just pause and just
Share away.
ask this question? Because,
Yeah.
I'm buying so many questions because you're the person to ask all the questions.
Shoot.
So thank you, Jackie.
Absolutely.
Jackie, is this energy work?
Yeah, it totally is. It totally
Oh,
is.
you
Because everyone's capable. There's not a
yes.
person like, maybe like 2 or 3% of people don't think they can do it. But even if they go through the motions and
Uh-huh.
have the
Uh-huh.
intentions, they can do energy work. Like I get the goosebumps just thinking this. I know you all can get this. I know you're going to.
Because we're all
And
intuitive, like right? So this is
yeah,
where we can tap
100%.
in, right?
100%.
This is
And
so
it's right
cool,
there.
Jackie.
And it's right there.
Coach
So
Jackie.
has anybody ever done energy work? Heather, you probably have, because I think you were doing like body work as well, right?
No, no, no. But I have through Tai Chi and Qigong,
There we
uh,
go.
I am in contact with, the ball of energy that you create and sending the
Perfect.
energy
That's what
uh,
we're doing. That's
and
what we're
because
doing.
Oh, so excited.
Yeah.
they, network spinal analysis, I'm much aware of the energy and how each one of us can tap into it.
Totally.
It
That's where
is,
we're going.
yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Awesome.
Oh,
How about
listen, because you mentioned last week you had started reading Singer's book, I dug out mine and I started reading it.
good for you? I
The
I
story,
ran across a Tony Robbins and Mickey Singer
uh,
interview the other day and it was just priceless. It was just priceless. So
Well,
fun.
I've
How about
I've I've never seen this guy live. I just bought his book years ago. Yeah, it's all about saying yes and being
yes.
a thing to be happy,
Yes.
and you see all the aspects of yourself that pop up.
Yes, you do, don't you? I
Yeah,
love it. That's what it's all about though. And
yeah,
Jesse,
yeah.
how about you? Have you done energy work at all?
I've done tons. So like I've got a certificate for the reconnection. I've done the Lynn Waldrop stuff, heaps and heaps of other ones. So I can't remember. I've never been able to actually do it.
Love it. Love
Mm.
it.
So
Well,
I'm really looking forward to it.
and the nice thing about us all being together too is that we have this connective energy too that really helps us to feel it, because it's harder when you're doing it on your own.
Yeah.
And because it's like super strong and I can sort of help almost send it to you. It'll be really neat. It'll be really neat.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And I know Amelia's probably done something like this. Sol or Samara, did you want to? I know Samara was a massage therapist, so she's all over this too, I'm sure.
Oh wow.
This is so cool. Anybody want to share any experience they have with energy work if they are up for this? Hey, Sol.
Hey, yeah, I've done some, I've taken like the first module of Reiki, and I feel like I've always maybe done it intuitively, like with people, I'll just put my hands on them. And then I was like, oh, I guess this is what Reiki is. Let me go like see what it's all about.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You too, Samara? You've probably taken some Reiki or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
Yep.
it. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. That's so great. So this is and Amelia, I don't know if you wanted to share if you have done it. I'm just assuming you've done it just because you're a witchy woman, so you might
I haven't actually done Reiki on somebody, but I have had it done on me, and it is
Awesome.
something that I am wanting to do.
Very,
I bought myself a self-learning Reiki book, so I'm on it.
very, very cool. I love this. So I decided to kind of start with the root chakra, just because this is so key, and it's the biggest one. It's the first one. It's the first one in my module that I'm doing anyways. So I kind of thought, right on, love this level 1 and 2 Reiki. So one of the things that I was sort of called to teach people is about these energy centers and
Canadian, I can tell.
how it's much like, hello Heather, welcome. I'm just gonna be rude and mute you so that I can just yabber away for a few minutes here. So I'm just talking about our energy systems and why I sort of was called to do this tonight. So when I was a kid, hello, mwah. So when I was a kid, my grandmother was a tarot card reader, and it was totally in my family. My mom did it, and my aunt did it. My aunt is still a psychic and a tarot card reader. She had her own TV show and all sorts of stuff. She's really neat, like had a really sort of wild upbringing. I didn't realize that it wasn't just normal, and that everybody didn't just have a psychic grandma that would sit there and smoke cigarettes and drink vodka all day and have the whole, I lived with her at the beach all summer, and she would just have people coming all day, and that's literally all she did. And so it was just normal, right? I'd be sitting on her lap, and then when I was about 12 or 13, and I had completely blocked this out, I had no idea until I was in a recode last week with Chris, the one on Wednesday night. And I was in it, and all of a sudden, and I was like doing my true choices, health and vitality, blah, 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 financial abundance, true choices, right? Lined up. I've been doing my work. And all of a sudden I get smacked with, you just need to be like, the world needs this energy work. Like, you need the energy work out there. That's where this is all, you've had this since you were a kid, but just ignore the fact that what happened, like, it was like, I just got this dump of, my mom had seen something bad, and I know that one of my aunts had her husband had passed away, and it was something horrible. And I remember my mom putting her cards away and being like, no, this is not good. And I just kind of like shut it out and whenever I was in this at my nana's, I would still be around, but I would like go for walks, and I kind of, I'd play with them, and I had a little crystal ball, and I'd always kind of play with things, but it was always kind of like, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. And then I just kind of, all of the intuitiveness, I was massaging people when I was like 4. I had my own step stool to go up behind people and heal them. Like my hands got hot. I'd make my boyfriend sweat because my hands were like, when I knew they needed energy, my body was pouring it out to them, and they would literally start to perspire. Like they could, I never knew what I was going to do with my hot hands. I had no idea. It was like, what do I do with these things? And then my mom was like, well, massage therapy. So I did that. But like the energy work was always my thing. I was just afraid to use it. And I was afraid to just do that because people would think you're crazy, right? But it's so needed. It's so needed. And I'm just having like the biggest blast this week. So this is all just lined up, and with you guys being able to kind of embrace some of this. We've all had this. Everybody has it when they're born. It's just we kind of shut it off because there's so many reasons that we shut it off, and there's so many worries that we have on a daily basis that keep us from being able to just kind of surrender to things and just be. And some of the most valuable lessons I've learned in the past few weeks and month have been we're taking all these courses and we're learning all these things and we're doing all these things, but it's like we're building these foundations and we're building these foundations, but we never swept the area. We never cleaned out, we never really cleaned out that place that we're going to put it all on, like that ground, that unshakable ground. It's like we've been kind of standing on this uneven ground, and we're still trying to build this structure that's not, there's stuff, like we've had so much stuff, and the people that are healers and that are wanting to give their energy and that are wanting to make the world a better place, they're not coming from a very even place. We have to do some of that sweeping, and we can learn as much as we can, but once we actually can listen and do and lay it down and start really looking at what can kind of keep those changes going and really clean out all that junk that's there, it's so much easier to build your structure that's going to stay. Because you build and then you got to fix something already, and then you build and then you got to, there's little earthquakes, right? So we're going to kind of smooth out the texture. We're going to just kind of smooth out the ground. We're going to do a little meditation that's going to be really awesome. But I'm going to bring you guys through a few things that are just super helpful for the root chakra. Okay. So when we're dealing with root chakra, we know we're dealing with all of our structures, all of our family beliefs, all of our family stories that we were told. Basically, our life from 0 to 7 is what our root chakra is. It is our structure. It is where our worries and our fears and our self-worth and our value and everything is just laid in. It's the first chakra that's even formed in the womb. So we're already gathering information into that little energy center before we're even born, right? And then after that, it's just a whole mix of things. So I want you guys to do a little examining. And we're going to have a fun exercise in a minute. One of the things that we can do, and everybody knows this, is journaling. So when we journal, we're actually writing our story. And I wonder how many of us go back and read our journals just to kind of check in with ourselves and just to acknowledge how beautiful our thoughts are. Yes, I love it. I love it. One of the things what I would like, if with our root chakra, one of the things that's very healing is writing up some things that when we write in our journal, to then write what our family would what our family structure was around that, or what our family would maybe say about that, or maybe even what our family beliefs were about that. Just acknowledging it, because when we acknowledge it in the field, it's like sweeping it up and allowing the dust to kind of, we're sweeping that pile up. We're not just pushing it under the rug so that it's uneven still. And we're going to imagine some fun groundwork where we're just kind of smoothing some of these things out. So I'm going to ask you guys to think about maybe about 5 things that you tend to worry about, that you tend to be fearful about, that you tend to, it can be just people thinking I'm crazy. It can be about just getting out there. It can be about finances. It can be about family. It can be about stability. It can be, I just want you to kind of think of the first sort of 5 things that pop into your head. And you can write them down if you want to. But we're going to kind of go through them quickly. I don't usually say write them down. You can write them down, but it's kind of a fun exercise to go through the mind, because I'll show you guys what happens. Okay. So we're going to go into, I'm going to get all the yucky stuff out of the way first, because we're not going to go deep into these emotions. What we're going to do is, we can't really clean out all of that stuff unless we bring it up into the active experience. We're not going to do a recode today, but we are going to do a meditation. So what we're going to do is just bring up this yucky stuff into the active experience right now. And then we're going to get into all the good energy, and we're just going to blast it all out. And it's really neat, because even as we just do this little exercise here, this is something that you can do when you find your worries to be starting to pile up, or you feel like there's just so much stuff on my plate, I can't even think straight right now. So I want you to just imagine right now about 5 things that you're worried about, that you tend to just, that tends to kind of take your attention during the day. Things just, even if it's just not eating well, anything that it can be, sleep, health, it can be absolutely anything. So right now, we're going to imagine that there are just some clouds in front of us, and they're just kind of 5 of them or so. And we're just going to put one of our worries in each cloud. And I'm just going to ask you to look at each cloud, and I'm just going to ask you to sort of look at it, just kind of look at it, kind of name it. You can assess it a little bit. How do I feel about that? For just a moment. And then you're going to go to the next worry. You're going to go to that next cloud. And it's not a deep meditative thing. You're just simply bringing it up into the active experience, putting it in the cloud, the next worry. And you're just leaving it in that cloud. And you're just thinking how you kind of feel about that, how you think about that. Just for a few seconds. Taking a deep breath, we're going to go to the next cloud, 3rd cloud. What's something else that you're worried about it? What's something else that's just been weighing on you? Something else that's deep, those deep things, something that's kind of been like really deep. Just pull it out there. You don't have to share with anybody. I'm going to bring that out. Something you just have, fear about, resentment, any kind of anxiety, just ugh. Bring it out. Put it in that cloud. How do you feel about it? I'm just looking at it. And then you're gonna go to the next cloud. Got a couple more worries to stick in here. A couple of those other things we're gonna unload into those clouds. What are we gonna just put up there? Those things that we've been really worrying about. The things that maybe take more of our attention than we even think that it should. Are we worried about doing too much? Are we worried about not doing enough? Or what are we worried about? What's really going on there? What's worrying you? What are those fears? Something, whatever it is, because it comes up into that active experience. So we shouldn't have to dig too hard, but we're bringing up anything that's in there, just absolutely anything. And you can end up adding them. And as you do, you can just place them in the clouds. It doesn't matter if there's a few more. I just pick 5 for group. You can do this whenever you want. Okay. Now for a moment, I want you to just look at those clouds. You're just going to look at them. You're just going to kind of go, okay, that's that one. That's that one. 2nd one, 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one. Just going to look at them, and you're just going to take your hands, and you're going to pretend like you have a bunch of thick blue paint, and you're going to scoop it up out of the tray, and you're just going to like rub all these clouds out in your vision. You're just going to rub them out. You're just going to paint them all. You're going to keep getting more paint until you just can't see any of those clouds anymore. We're just doing a total blue out. It's thick blue gooey paint. You're just picking it up, slapping it on the canvas, and just clearing it out. Yeah, there you go. Just paint it until it feels like it's just, you've got enough paint on there until you can't really see those clouds anymore. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to take another nice deep breath and we're going to think about those 5 things that we were worrying about again. And it's funny because they don't pop up quite as clearly. So we're just going to put them in the clouds as we sort of remember them. Just do your best. If there's only 3 now, if there's only 5, if there's different ones, you're just going to pop them up. Whatever is popping into your head right now, if all of those ones are gone and there's something else that's popping up, we're just going to put them up in the clouds. Okay. So just for a moment, we're going to bring up those things that we were worrying about, those things that we're fearful about, those things that have been sort of just kind of digging away at us. Maybe it's even someone, maybe all those things that we're allowing stress out. Could be family in general, could be anything. We're just going to put those up in the clouds. So we're going to think about 5 again, putting them up. Those 5, if you already had them, put them into the cloud. Think about them quick. Second one, put it in the cloud. Think about it quick. Third one, put it in the cloud. Think about it quick. Same thing with the 4th, not taking long, literally just moving through those worries, just sticking them in the clouds, just letting them be. And now, like a blank canvas, we're just going to take our blue paint, just scooping it up with your hands again, literally pick it up and just slap it back on your canvas. And when you get to the bottom, pick up some more and just literally wipe it out. Totally thick blue, repainting your canvas. Awesome. If you want to, if it feels okay, you can just do it in your mind if you have a bit of a connection there. And the last time, we're just going to bring these up. Anything else that we were sort of sticking in there, those 5 things that we were worried about again, if they're still pretty big, we're just going to stick them in those clouds one more time and paint over them. So just go through this in your head one more time. Just bringing any thoughts, any fears, any of those, those deep things. And just allowing the field to bring up whatever it does. So if they're not out here, we can't necessarily treat them as easily with energy work. So it's just no judgments, just bringing anything else up. We're going to put those in the clouds. And we're going to paint over it with that thick blue paint. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to picture Saint Germain's bright violet flame beside us. I feel like it's on the right side, and we're just going to picture it's almost like a lotus, like a big sort of blue violet flame that's beside us. And this flame absolutely clears and transcends and dissolves any kind of energies. And so we're going to simply pluck this big canvas down that has all this ooey gooey blue paint on it. And it's quite frankly a bit of a beautiful mess. And we're going to take that canvas. We're just going to pluck it down and we are going to place it right into the violet light. And we are just going to allow that to be dissolved into the universe. And while we're sitting in this beautiful moment, I want you to take your hands and put them together. And I want you to just rub them. You're just going to rub them. You're just going to drop your shoulders. And we're going to have our first practice run at feeling the energy between our hands. And we're just going to stop when we're ready. And we're going to allow our hands to just touch ever so lightly, almost like lighter than a feather. And I want you to just move it away slightly so that you're not quite touching. And I want you to keep your eyes closed, because if you weren't touching your hands at all, I want you to notice that you might feel like it still almost has a touch between your hands. I want you to feel how it's almost like 2 magnets moving towards each other. And I want you to start moving your hands away just ever so slowly until you can't feel that pull anymore, and then you stop. And I want you to just keep that little ball in your hands And if you start to lose it, just go back to almost touching again. Rub your hands together and slowly start to separate. And I want you to just be silent with your hands for a moment. And notice if you can start to feel a little bit of heat, a little bit of energy, a little bit of magnetism. Maybe nothing huge, but it might allow you to actually move your hands quite far away. I want you to experiment with this a little bit and see if you can almost picture a ball of light between your hands. And picture it to be golden. And keep playing with that and try and imagine that little ball of light in between your hands. It may just be a little bit of warmth. It may require your mind letting go and just imagining a beautiful golden ball in between your hands. And I want you to bring your hands back together and give them a little rub. And I want to ask you guys if you were able to feel that at all, if you're able to kind of get a little bit of warmth, a little bit of sensation. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it, love it. That was your little healing ball of energy, your little healing ball of light. And what we're going to do is when we go into a little bit of a root chakra meditation, I'm going to have you guys start that up. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring it to your belly, basically just like you're going to almost make like a nice triangle with your hands. My belly's a little bigger than some of yours, so sometimes you have to, depending on if you're lying or sitting, you can bring them apart. But we basically are going to take that ball, we're going to sort of place them on our lower pelvis. When we're doing the energy work, what we can do is we can have that ball and we can actually, in a chair, we just bring it down to sitting on our lap. And we place that ball on our lap, and it's almost like you feel the ball being sucked up between your legs. It's so cool. It's just so powerful. So I'm talking, you guys, like bladder issues, pelvic issues, sexual health issues, mood disorders, power loss, willpower, all these things that, can be so dysregulated by energy in this area, just by the things we've been through, by the things that we are around every day, by the inundation of EMF, by all of this stuff, right? So if we start at the bottom, sort of moving up, just placing our hands on areas, you can place them over people, you can place them you can't really go wrong with this, but there's some major moves that are wonderful for balancing. We do like a crisscross motion. So while you guys are placing your hands on your waist, on your pelvis, I'm going to do some just balancing of your energy centers. I'm going to go right down to your feet, and I'm just going to blast sacral. The sacral is the lumbar spine. The root is where we're starting, which is at the tailbone. So it's actually about like an inch underneath the tailbone. And the other thing I'm going to teach you guys today, so I'm going to do like the energy stuff. I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole class on its own. You guys are going to simply take your ball and you're going to go into a triangle. You're going to put it on your pelvis. And then, if you feel called to, put it elsewhere. You can bring your hands however you want. You can hold them over. You can hold it over an area that hurts. If it's your back, you can just literally imagine yourself going around to your own back. If you're with someone, do this to them. They're going to be like, oh, like you can literally just kind of go over the chakras, just crossing, winding it. So I loved how Heather, you were like Tai Chi, Qigong. What we're doing is wax on, wax off. Wax on. So if you're going clockwise, you're bringing in energy. You're going wax off, you're going counterclockwise, you're dialing down energy. So if someone has injury that's just broken or horrible root does the spine. If you basically, that's why we're starting at the root, because it starts at the bottom of the spine and we're just going to work all the way up to the top. So it's just going to be killer. Because the root is basically that, that whole tailbone, the coccyx, that's right down to the bottom. But the really cool thing is what brought me out to this integration back into this energy work over the last couple of weeks is doing all this breath work that I've been doing has just like unleashed some serious surrender to happen. And it's just been so cool. So I'm going to teach you guys a root lock today. I don't know if you've heard of that before. It's just beautiful. It's an exercise to unlock the sacral plexus or the soul, the root. We're in the root. We are going to unlock the root. So we're gonna get into a meditation right away, just because I could like yabber your guys' ears off. I love using red colors. I love using red jasper, red tiger's eye. The breath work is so huge. So like the stuff that can be unlocked with breath work, and this is just so mind-blowing. So it's really exciting. One of the things that can really help the root chakra more than anything is being able to really kind of get this root lock. So what we do is almost picture when we're going to do some rhythmic breathing. So we're going to do a breath in of 4 and a breath out of 8. So when I have you breathe in, I have you take a nice deep breath from the belly, fill that diaphragm, fill the lungs, fill the back lungs, fill the side lungs, taking that nice deep breath in for 4. And then we blow it out from our mouth like a straw for 8. And you just blow it out as gently as, if you make it to 9, if you make it to 7, it's okay. If you breathe in for 5, it's okay. As long as you're breathing out a little bit longer than you're breathing in, that's really the goal that we want. And the root lock is simply going into this position. So a lot of people, I love it if you do it seated, but with breath, with this meditation and with this energy work, it's okay to do it lying down as well, just because I am doing an energy treatment for you. So I'll totally have you guys sit however you're comfortable. But when we're doing the root lock, if you're seated at first, it's a little bit easier because it kind of, you're sitting on your pelvis anyway. So engaging those muscles is a little bit easier if you haven't done it before. So all it is when you're taking that breath in and you're using that count of 4, you're picturing almost like this big giant vacuum coming in, this big giant white cylinder coming in right through the top of your head and just going directly down through your spine, all the way down into your perineum. So we're talking root here. So we're going into that pelvic floor, that pelvic basket. So we're going to the front of the pelvis, the middle of the pelvis, and the back of the pelvis. So in the middle of the pelvis, there's that perineum. That's that skin right between the anus and then basically where we're going pee, right? So we're going to picture that white cylinder of light coming down and literally almost suctioning that up. So you're going to tighten those muscles and lift them. And what we're doing is we're lifting the middle, we're lifting the front, and we're lifting the back. So we're actually feeling the very front of the pelvic floor. You're going to feel like you should feel that muscle contract. You should be able to almost see it, or if you were touching it, you'd be able to feel it. So you're going to feel the perineum, you're going to feel the very front of the pelvis, and you're going to feel the anus draw up into this white light vacuum with your breath. And then when you relax, you're going to relax those muscles and you're just going to let that all go for 8. And then we're going to breathe in, and it's just going to be like this suction of middle, front, back. You're all 3 spots, and then just breathing out. And we're going to do this for a couple of minutes, and it's going to be like a serious exercise. This is actually what a Kegel should be for people, because when we tighten, we just tighten, and most women are more contracted in that area anyway, so they have trouble. I assist people with like getting them things like juniper berry and cypress oils to kind of help, say, if they have chronic UTIs and things like that, so that they can get through some of the sludgy stuff that goes on in there. But if not, I'll use like my woody oils to sort of ground the bottom of their spine, or even apply the oils up their spine. I'll put them on the feet, and then I'll kind of go around and sort of start touching the aura, the areas, to kind of see what I can feel. So I feel temperature difference big time. So what I can what I'm going to do with you guys is just kind of go through to each of you as we're just kind of doing this meditation. And I'm not going to probably say too much. I might just even just kind of just I'll ask before that it's okay if I come into your guys's field and just assist you with any energy sort of balance that I can do, and hopefully we'll be able to get you to receive it through. I haven't done it as far as Australia yet. Jesse, so you'll have to let me know. I'm hoping it'll reach all the way out there. Oh, you guys are lovely souls. Where are you from, Soul? I know I've seen you around. What area in the world are you from?
I'm originally from El Salvador, but I'm living right next to New York in Newark, New Jersey right now.
Excellent. We got a couple of New Yorkers down here. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Right on. Welcome. Okay. So have I lost you guys yet, or are you on board with me still
Yes,
here? Are
I'm
we
on
doing
board.
okay? Very cool. So yeah, so journaling, this root lock is just stellar. Breath work is huge. So we're going to do all of this, all of the stuff. The meditation is awesome. And then, grounding, doing lots of self-care, that water, that kind of making sure that we sort of rinse and repeat, right? It's really just about repeating it and doing it. And kind of, now that a lot of this sludge is going to be up here and out of the way, it's going to be beautiful to just kind of see how this rolls.
Oh.
So your job with all this, I'm gonna kind of jump into our meditation. Your job with all this is basically just it's not going to be recode. It's just going to be a guided thing. I'm just going to take us on a little journey, and we're just going to enjoy. I think if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to use some chakra clearing music to just to I really like having some fun stuff in the back as far as getting that root chakra open. My favorite ones here. Let's see. Sometimes when you end up picking one and it'll play like big ads or something like that. We never want that. I remember one time I was doing a massage and I was playing YouTube, and so I had a YouTube radio thing going, and all of a sudden there was this ad for periods, and it was a woman sliding down a water slide going woo as I was trying to relax a person doing a massage, and it was just terrible. Oh, we never want that to happen. So all right, so I am so grateful for you guys being here. This is just going to be
Epic.
absolutely beautiful. I have some awesome affirmations too that I will post in the group later, so that I'll put it on the Fantastic Four, so that oh, thanks, Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesse spoke for all of us.
thanks,
Thanks,
you guys are
Jesse.
so beautiful. It's absolutely my pleasure. It's funny, I was so incredibly excited to just actually be here and do this, just to actually do this energy work for people again. Like it just feeds my soul. It's so huge. It's so huge. And it really does it does make such a difference too. Like, I love that you guys could feel that right away. How about everybody else? Did you feel it right away, Saul? You probably did, hey? With feeling the energy in the hands. And Samara, yeah. Heather, give us a nod.
I'm so happy.
Did you feel the energy in your hands? Awesome.
Baby.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love it.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome. I love it. I love it. And how about you, Amelia? Could you feel it?
Sure did.
Excellent. You guys are rock stars. Okay, here we go. Okay, so all I want you guys to do is give your hands a little rub. And I want you to just imagine that we have that violet light beside us, Saint Germain's violet light. The other thing you can do is if you are doing this and there's a lot of gook, get a tub or like a little bowl of water, and I put salt in it. I put sea salt in it, and I just place it beside me. And the last thing that we're going to do at the very end is we're going to hold our hands out. We're going to hold our left hand out. And what we do is we actually receive energy from the universe, from the divine energy. We actually, if you just hold your left hand out right now, it's pretty strong. So I have a feeling you guys will be able to feel it.
Yeah.
It's just literally energy, just like pouring in the hand. And you take your right and you place it out. And right now I am just pouring this energy out to you guys. Oh, my hand's getting hot, 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 hot. And so what we're going to do is at the end, oh, wow, my fingers are buzzing on both hands. Oh, that is wild. What we're going to do at the end is we're going to take some of this great energy after we're filled up, after we're just full and just feeling this light coming in. We're just going to radiate it onto all the people that are coming up in our thoughts, all the people we want to send peace to, all the people we want to send light to. And at the end, you can just kind of take a minute to just do that. So when I say, just take that left hand up, just basically raising it just like this. You can stick it out if you want like this, but basically having that, I like kind of going to the side of me and then having the right out. If that doesn't feel right, you can try the opposite. Because, if the other hand works, generally it's for people, it's the right hand is kind of going out. That's just sort of the way it's easier. So when I'm doing energy work, I'm drawing from the universe and just basically that's the only difference when you're doing it to yourself, when you're doing it to other people. The other thing is you don't want to suck energy out of them. You want to always be, you guys know this, bringing it in through your crown chakra, through your body and out to the universe, out to yourself, not necessarily sucking or drawing, getting it from, from either from Reiki, from God. People have all sorts of different levels that they draw energy from. It's your divine God, your divine source. It doesn't matter at all what your beliefs are. This is just truly tapping into energy that's literally already there, and we can feel it, and it's measured, it's measurable, they've seen it in all sorts of cameras. It's there. This is like, if they were reading it right now, they would be able to see the energy just coming from our hands. So all right, guys, I'm gonna quit getting sidetracked in all these things. I want to just keep telling you, and I'm just going to get into our meditation. I'm going to put the music on. If it is too distracting or too loud, you let me know. So we're just going to picture that violet light right beside us, Saint Germain. Beautiful healing light. Simply sitting beside us. And we're going to invoke the energies of all the divine, the supreme gods, the supreme goddesses, the archangels, bringing the blessings into ourselves and among all of the others around us who need it today. And I want you to imagine you can feel your breath just coming in through your nose for a count of 4, and out through the mouth like a straw for a count of 8. In through the nose for 4. And out through the mouth for 8. 2 more breaths like this. In through the nose. And out through the mouth like a straw. Engaging the pelvic floor muscles for a root lock. We're going to imagine that cylinder of light pulling up from our perineum, the middle of our bodies. The front, the back, all of those muscles pulling up towards our head as we breathe in for 4. Hold for a few seconds. And breathe out for 8. Releasing and relaxing all of those muscles, making sure the front, the middle, and the anus are all relaxing. Breathing in again, imagining that tunnel just pulling up like a funnel, just sucking up the perineum, the front, the back. Holding. Breathing out and relaxing. And I'm just going to allow you to do that in your own head, in your own time. As you're breathing in, you're simply tightening and drawing up. Draw those muscles up from the pelvic floor as you breathe in. Hold it for a few seconds. And breathe out as you're relaxing. You can take away the counting of the breath, but I want you to now really focus on your root. Takes a little bit to get. As you're breathing in, pulling those muscles up as much as you can, as high as you can. Bringing them up, tightening, tightening, pulling up, holding. And then releasing. I'm going to leave you for one moment to be doing this at your own pace and at your own rhythm, and just get in touch with your breath. If you lose it, just restart it, just notice. If you're having trouble, it's okay to just focus on your breath as much as you can. Breathing in, just feeling that energy move down to your root chakra. Feeling that red light starting to just emanate in and around your root, just below your hips. I want you to imagine the ground that you'd been standing on was a little uneven, and as you're breathing, I want you to feel yourself starting to balance. Every time you release your muscles, it's like a stronger stance on the earth. Reset and doing it again, just really engaging those muscles. It's difficult. And now I'd like you to take your hands and just rub them together as slowly or as quickly as you want, powering up that energy from source. Taking a few good breaths, just regulating yourself now, releasing those muscles in the pelvis, and just feeling that energy. Taking a few nice regular breaths, just 4 in, 4 out. Not tightening anything, just leaving your hands together. and gently, just gently allowing them to just be touching. And as you just imagine your hands starting to grow this small ball of light energy, just slowly part your hands. Allowing your feet to start to feel grounded into the earth, that earth that was a little unstable. I want you to use your mind's eye, almost like two eyes separating from your body right now, moving above you. And I want you to just place your hands wherever they're comfortable, down a little bit lower, getting closer to that root chakra. You can place them in your lap, but keep them almost together. Just allowing your hands to start to get grounded and start to get to be joining with your body and with your energy. And I'm just going to start moving through some of your energy centers as you just allow your hands to simply rest as close to your pelvis as you can, wherever you feel like it's needed right now, wherever you can feel that heat start to grow underneath your hands. And I'm just going to keep moving through and go to your feet right now. As you feel your feet standing on the ground, I feel like they're bare feet and they're just grounded into the ground. And it's like this beautiful sandy foundation. And I want you to imagine roots growing down through your feet from your tailbone, all the way down, just branching you into the ground. And I'm just moving to your feet to balance that out. We're just going to imagine the energy flowing into the feet from every little toe to the second littlest toe, the middle toe, the second toe and the big toe, just moving that energy up to the tops and bottoms of your feet. Just breathing, just noticing your breath if you find yourself getting distracted. Focusing on your breath and golden red healing light coming straight from your hands. There you go. We're going to allow that energy to start moving up the feet into the knee chakras, into those calves. There's 7 main chakras, but these knees are really congested, so I'm just going to help you to clean and clear this out. If you are sitting and you want to put those balls of light on your knees for a few minutes, that may be very, very healing. And take both your hands and just place them on one knee if those knees feel like they could use a little bit of extra energy. And just balancing and literally dissolving anything from those knee chakras. If it feels heavy, you can move the energy out to that violet flame that's beside you and shake it off and bring your hands back. Cleaning and clearing. There we go. And finally moving up into that root chakra. Simply allowing that light, that red healing light, to be moving through your body, sweeping, clearing, transmuting, disconnecting anything that is not serving it anymore, releasing it into that violet light, into the salt water. I have a lot of stuff I'm pulling out here, guys, so just breathe for me. If there's any thoughts that are coming in, just simply allow. Allow them to come up into the active experience. Allow them to be treated, transmuted into the light, dissolving away. Picturing this light starting to move up and down your legs, all through this lower half of your body. And I want you to imagine the ground smoothing out even more underneath you. Like the bumps that were there, that the things that were sort of throwing you off balance a little bit are starting to just dissipate. And noticing that those earthquakes that sometimes happen, sometimes destroy structures simply so we can put them back up on a much more solid surface. Just going back to the feet here.
After 40, wrinkles deepen.
There's those hats. I'm going to go into silence for just a few minutes as we just allow that energy was starting to really move like crazy. If it feels like it's too much, you can start to picture your feet just being really grounded into that earth, and your body simply just rocking like a tree would in the wind, and allowing that unshakability, that inevitability of these things that you've been planting, these roots, these seeds that you've been wanting to grow, these seeds that you're finally moving and planting towards. This intuition that you know is inside of you, that's been ready to be unlocked for a while. You're just going to allow it right now. And we're going to take our hands, and I just want you to do a little bit of a sweep over your body with your ball of light, just allowing that golden light to move up almost like a tunnel. And I want you to just notice that as you rise your hands up with this ball of light, it starts to vibrate at this huge frequency. My ears are buzzing so hard right now. It's like 5,000 TVs are going off in the background all at once. And I want you to just imagine that light opening at the top of your head. We're going to move all the way down from our root chakra, just allowing That light coming all the way from the roots of our grounded feet. Imagining our whole body just starting to fill with light, simply filling. Completely filling up all the way from our root chakra to that sacral plexus with a beautiful golden light just moving all the way up through the solar plexus. Just clearing and transmuting, moving anything into that violet flame. Any emotions that are coming up, any of those boundaries, those huge perfect, having to be perfect, people pleasing things are all in that solar plexus right now. Those caretakers, those people that are being those caretakers that are just giving, giving, giving. We're just balancing this out. This is beautiful, you guys. Bringing it up into that heart chakra. That compassion, that empathy. But all that hurt, just letting, forgiving, being. I want you to say to yourself, I am grounded. Moving up into that throat chakra. This also cleared for me in the past week. If you're a person that's always got that phlegm in the back, that those words are ready to come out, that intuition's ready to shine. It's just ready to go. It's ready to be unleashed. Just allowing that throat chakra to feel that light. Like this clear tunnel, like this vacuum. Using your breath, I want you to just move this light through your body. As it gets up to the very top, just this beautiful golden pillar coming right up from that soul star, right above your head. And I want you to just feel that vibration of all that energy just flowing right now. Nice. I'm just going to go around to the backs. The back is where we are holding that past stuff, that regressed stuff. We're just going to move this right. I'm just right at the head right now. You can do this for yourself by placing a hand on either side of your head if you want. Feels beautiful. You can just take your hands away from the head slightly, or you can hold it. The energy work can work both ways, but you'll feel that heat come from your hands if you hold your hands away just a little bit. Just feel like this needs to be held for a minute. And we need to move it. Bring one hand, your left hand to the back and your right hand to the front. Putting it right on your forehead, right on your third eye. Holding it for a moment. Moving your hands away just a little, feeling that third eye opening up right now. Letting that intuition feel that pressure on the bridge of your nose without your hand even touching. Okay, we can take away that hand from the back of our head and let that release, but I want you to hold that one in the front for a moment. Just pull it away as you feel it relaxing, as you feel it dissolving, as you feel it opening. Just bring it away slowly. When you do this to people that are really intuitive, their heads will follow your hand. It's beautiful. I love this. Just going to give you guys a bit of a once over body scan here. And I'm just going to ask that you do some nice deep breaths in and out. And as you do, I'm going to have you breathe in the feeling of compassion. And when you're breathing out, letting go and just surrendering to this moment right now. Breathing in compassion. And surrendering to this moment right here and now. I want you to now place your hands out to the world. Now that you're full, hold that left hand out, receiving the divine energy that you can share as far and wide as you want. You can start by trying to send it out to your house, everyone in your house, in your space. Clear your energy. Maybe your hand just wants to be still. Maybe it wants to move fast or slow. Keep focused on that energy coming in the one hand and out the other through you. There you go. Giving some of that energy out to our house. Maybe we can go a little further into our neighborhood. Maybe we can even go out to some people a little further away. Maybe mom needs some of this healing energy right now. Let's think of some of those people that need some of this healing energy right now and just literally share this with them. I did this last night and I had about 5 or 6 people message me this morning like, I was thinking of you. Just try it. Just allowing the energy to go with your purest intent, with all of the angels helping you. Allow this energy to go out to the world. Allow this energy to go out to all the people that are struggling right now. Anyone that's crying, anyone that's heart is breaking, anyone that's losing someone, anyone that's lost someone. Maybe it was us. Maybe we need to give a little bit of energy back to us. Maybe we need to keep giving it out. In either way, it's flowing through us. It's an endless source. Breathing in this new paradise that's found within, this beautiful space that's beyond the pain, beyond the suffering, beyond the rage, beyond the anger, this pure peace. Breathing in peace and breathing out peace to mankind. Breathing in healing and breathing out that healing to mankind. Breathing in all new possibilities, just imagining. Breathing in our true nature and purpose. Breathing out those old stagnant ways. Breathing in, I am enough. And breathing out that need for control. I want you to imagine now all the possibilities that you could unlock by having this energy at your fingertips. When something's aching, bring your hands there. When someone's heart is aching, send your love there. You now know how to literally send it to them. And I want you to just now take a few nice deep breaths with me again. We're going to breathe in for 4. We're going to simply hold it for 3 and releasing. I want you to take 3 nice big breaths like that. Breathing in for 4, holding for 3, and just breathing out, relaxing all those muscles in your body, relaxing those pelvis muscles. Were they tight again? Just going to go through one last time. This feels amazing. We're going to ask that anything else that wasn't dissolved to just be dissolved now. Envisioning our true heart, our true ability to help and heal other people, and embrace our intuitiveness, embrace our energy, and be able to share it with the world from a full place. A couple more things around the low back, and then I will let you guys just take a couple deep breaths and come back to me, and you're welcome to share. Just going to keep sort of dialing in a few things that I feel in there. So, my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. This was just beautiful, that energy that I could feel coming with and in you guys. I had some really neat moments of being able to literally feel moving through some muck. Sometimes when I'm doing this work, it was almost like picking up jello and kind of moving it out of areas, and it was just kind of like scooping and pulling out and disconnecting. And when you watch the replay, you might see me do some weird things. I don't know what I was I don't know what I just do the treatment. I hate watching myself do them. So yeah. Yes, you do need to go to sleep. This kind of works for about 24 hours, where it continues to sort of download stuff. And I do find that a lot of times people will have like a big sweat overnight, or like they'll just kind of feel almost a little bit off. They'll be tipping over as things are balancing out too, because it's like you sort of picture that ground sort of smoothing out. We're going to go, once we start to get into sacral plexus, we start to get to where the ground is smooth, and we make this actual beautiful mosaic sort of pattern to be able to put our structure down on. That has this, like, you make your own grid. It's really kind of cool, but it moves up with the energy center. The other thing is chanting. If you're just sort of drawn to just be kind of humming or doing some of that while you're working too, it's beautiful to do that with the energy work. So thank you so much, you guys. Namaste. I love you all. Did anybody want to share before I let you guys go? You're more than welcome to. I love it when you guys share how it was for you. This is like I was saying earlier, I've only done a few people at a time with groups, so I wasn't sure. I wanted to kind of get to everybody, but there was so much stuff that was there was a lot of stuff in the same areas, so I just worked, and then I'm just going to kind of keep fine tuning here as you guys chat and share. How did anybody do? Go ahead, someone break the ice. Just go for it.
Okay.
All right, Heather. Amelia, you were lit up there. Go for it, Amelia.
Yeah, my son was sitting right next to me, and then I have my cat on my lap at the same time, and my son passed out while we were doing it. He was doing it with us. It was so cute. All of a sudden, he just leaned over, and his head went down, and he was sleeping.
I love it. He's
Yeah,
jumped
everything
into a recode with us before too. He's just like,
Absolutely.
he'll just come in right at the right. We were making like creating a life we love, and he just came in, and I'm like, okay, buddy, design your room in there, you know. And I could feel all this stuff starting to go up on the. It was so cool.
Yeah, I'm so glad he's getting into this at such a young age. It's beautiful.
I love it.
Thank you
Can't
so
do
much,
anything
Poppy.
better, right? Like actions are our strongest, most beautiful form of communication, and they see everything we do. They don't really hear everything we say, but they see everything.
Oh yeah,
we
he
do.
was doing the rubbing the hands and everything together. It was really, really sweet.
Oh, they are energy centers, man. You want a kid to, I've had kids heal their own warts. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story, but if you give them the little fireball in their hand, their little energy ball, and you tell them to point it at, like I give them it's like the Superman button. I'm like, okay, open it up and you shine it at your wart. I do it for a minute and I make them put on the timer. They've woken up, they've been gone. And I am not joking you. It's literally, it's been life-changing for some kids. And the whole virus disappeared in their system. They had 30, 40 warts on a calf and it's gone. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Kids are balls of light.
Look
I
forward
love
to
it,
teaching
Amelia.
more of
Thank
this
you.
stuff.
That's great.
This is awesome. Thank you very much.
And how about you, Heather? I saw you had unmuted there. Did you want to share with us? Were you able to create I know
Yeah.
you were able to create a ball of light. How did you do?
Oh, that was so amazing. Okay, so at work, we lost a student this week. And I
Oh.
haven't, yeah, and I don't know, I just felt called to ask the staff if they wanted some Reiki. So I ended up Reiking 5 people today at work. And actually,
Aw.
the little boy that passed, like when I was working on his teacher, came in, and I've never had that happen before. And so I was like, I guess channeling him in a sense. It was wild. So for you to have this tonight, for me to receive this after all of that energy today was just incredible and amazing. And thank
Wow.
you so much.
You're so welcome. That was that loss I felt. I was like, yes, there's a big loss. Like it was you. Oh, hon.
It was,
I'm so sorry. That's so tough, especially when it's a kiddo.
yeah.
But how amazing was that you could give them that, right? It's from you. It's free. It's like breath work. It's free. We
Yeah.
can do it all the time.
Oh,
My
so
heart,
amazing.
my heart is sharing your pain. I'm holding it for you, bro. Oh, that's tough. Oh goodness. Well, I'm so glad I could do that tonight. I was just called to do it. I knew I needed to, and it was just something that I had been writing down for my course. And it was like, I gotta just throw a little mini healing, and whoever can make it can make it. And I've got a few replays I gotta send out to people. So it's beautiful. How about you, Saul? I'm gonna go in the order from bottom to top there. We're gonna go from the root. You're our solar plexus. How did you do?
It was really awesome. I felt like it made me yawn a lot. And I don't know if it was the yawning that made me like have tears or if like something was happening, but like I definitely feel like just lighter. I feel good. And all of this is just very synchronistic because like I told you, I've been doing this breath work. And then today I saw like an entire video on all the chakras and then one specifically on the root chakra. And then you posted this and I was just like, I feel like I just have to go. Like I saw it like 10 minutes before it started. And I was like,
that is the universe at its like, this is playing in the field, right? This is surrendering and allowing, because any other day, had you seen that, you may not have played on it. You may like, it's so amazing how it all happens, just how all of this has happened. It's just like, and that's that wizard's gate. That's when you're like you're there. It's not perfect every day, but these are the moments that just go, thank you, right?
yeah,
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank
I
you.
love it. It was my pleasure. Thank you. Heather, we'll move right up to the heart chakra. How are you?
Okay, well, I passed out during the process.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I was floating throughout. and it's the same thing, the synchronicity of today leading to your group. I was doing the Qigong practice and I was really connecting to the energy as I was doing the practice. And and then I get here and it's all about, like I felt the energy ball before, I've worked with activation of it somehow. So it was like, wow, it's like ABC, right? It's ABC. It's like
Love
the
it.
pursuit of, and I was so zoned out when I was doing the Qigong, and this was
I
like
love it.
later this afternoon. So I'm going, wow, this is a great space,
So good. I have to say too, so with the yawning and the like, that's you're getting into the theta state. That's how even if you notice Galit always yawns during recode. As soon as I know people are getting into the field because they start yawning. That's anytime I've done a coaching session, anytime they either start yawning. I sneeze after I do a recode for like 20 minutes. It's ridiculous. My kids, they're like, oh, we did a recode. I'm like, that's you. Yep. It's just the weirdest thing, but it's the body's way of releasing. And the heart chakra is really cool. And same thing, the root and the heart and the throat are very connected, but I felt some releasing going on in around the throat chakra. And I felt like that was maybe even you. And the tears, those are a release too, of just that being noticed. It's being sort of just, it just wants to be acknowledged, and it's those tears are definitely the body releasing that. So that is so cool. I absolutely love that. I didn't mean to, I meant to say that before I stopped talking about that too. And then when Heather said that that she was knocked out, it reminded me too of the different things that we do during meditation. Parts of us will just kind of knock out so it can just take its place, and other parts will sort of start to yawn and start to release in all sorts of different ways. Some people burp after, some people, it's all sorts of funny things start to happen. So Heather was our heart chakra there. I lost Samara halfway through there. I don't know what happened. And Nikki, you're our throat chakra. How did you do? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, my throat chakra. You're closed. There we
Now,
go.
am I just the third? Are you, because you're going down as you?
Yeah, I started at, I have this, like the way you were structured in like this pyramid, and it was like upside down. And so it was like, oh, you're the root, or here we go. So
Mine's
you're
the
the throat
third?
chakra. Yeah. Isn't that,
Oh,
oh, there's
that's
Amelia. That's where she went.
awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause I honestly felt like, so I also yawned a lot. I was yawning. I went into a very deep relaxation, like deep. Yeah. Nothing could like distract me. It was just a very easy for me.
I love
mean,
it.
your voice is, like I said, it's like nothing else.
I'm so sorry
But
about the music. It's funny. I hadn't thought
you
about
don't
that
actually
ad for the
need music. Your voice is enough. No,
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to speak for myself. Really,
Yeah.
honestly, you don't need music.
Okay.
Your voice is just enough. It's like, I just wanted to, but yeah, Jackie, this was amazing, and very, very grateful, but also very grateful for my throat chakra, because there's also been a lot of, I've done a lot of breath work and with you and your replays, remember? With the last week I couldn't attend. I did the chakras. I was laying on the ground here for the half the day.
You spent a whole day with me, all my
I
replays all day.
I love it. It's like my dream. I feel so like, yeah. But I really got to say, like, this was just beautiful. It was really beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm so
And
glad you're here.
I
I love
felt
having energy.
you feel the release, yeah?
Yeah. It's usually you feel a lot lighter. I'm so glad that you guys are able to we're able to do that in a group. This really makes me, this literally is my go button. I know, like, if we've got Jessie up in our third eye here, we opened up some intuition, you finally felt it, this energy right between your hands. How did you do, Jessie? I gave you the third.
Different from what I've learned before. So it was that magnet, feeling that magnet was really strong.
Mm.
So yeah, I was so tired. I sort of I don't think I did any yawning or anything this time, but I was definitely in it, like with what you were doing, but very, very tired. So maybe very
You
deep
did
or
really
whatever.
good. Yeah, you did really good. I was really happy. It felt really good. I
Mhm.
think that I felt like that a lot of that back stuff might have been you because I was just sort of going out. There's lots of imbalances all the way up to the back of your head. Like you would be a person I would probably drag out of the group here and make come in and see me if I lived closer, you know, just to be able to actually touch you, to be able to help balance those things out. But I'm going to kind of continue tonight because I'm having fun just doing these remote sessions. I'm going to continue to kind of send you guys some more. If anything sort of pops up into the field, if you're okay with it, I'll just kind of keep cleaning and clearing over the next 24 hours or so.
I've definitely been thinking about trying to have a session with you, that's for sure.
Oh, good. Yeah, we'll see. You're going to get another one tonight. So.
I think, thank you. Yeah, I think it's gone up to 75 cents, like the dollar thing. So
Isn't that insane? It's
mm.
insane, really. And I'm having a really cool special starting. I was gonna end up doing it tomorrow till the end of the month, where if people need the oils and stuff too, I'm gonna give them
Oh
a free
yeah.
energy session because then I can like kind of make sure that people have both of them so that I can start incorporating those into. So it's going to be lots of fun. I'm so excited. I have all these ideas. I'm hardly even sleeping. I'm just like, I can't wait to just be able to help people again. It's been like, I mean, I love what we do with the magnetic mind and stuff, but it's just such a small niche of people. I mean, everybody is just been coming for that physical, that need to just kind of clean house before we start building, you know. And it's just like, oh, it's been so big and it's been so huge for me. I just can't even tell you how amazing I'm feeling right now, because this works for me too. I feel so clear. It's crazy. If you ever doubt this, grab your little ball there and put it on an achy area and just notice what happens. It will shift. You can do this to your pets. You can do this to the world. You can do this to the grumpy lady at Tim Hortons. You can do this to whoever you want, wherever you go. That literally used to happen to me. I'd be somewhere and I'd just be like, can I just, you know, whether it was energy or touch or just like, I just knew I can see the areas that need fixing. I just had to do it. And this just, now I can just do this online, and you guys can too. There's no way that you couldn't. I'm like, there's nothing to say that you couldn't do this for absolutely anybody. So, but give some to yourself, give some love to yourself, share some love. And I will hopefully see you guys next week. I'm debating on moving up to the sacral plexus. Like, I'm not sure if I should just kind of do a little series where we sort of go into each one, just because that root is so huge. But I'm going to see what's calling me next week. It's not me that really chooses it. So we'll just hopefully hang out again on Friday night next week, and it'll be just as beautiful.
Love you, Jackie.
As you guys. Oh, I love you. Mwah.
Love you.
Mwah. I'm sending some
Mwah.
balls of energy your way. Thanks,
Bye,
you guys.
everyone.
Have a great
Thank
rest
you.
of your weekend.
Thank you. Much love.
Bye.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Jackie. Cheers.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.